lockdown in London is easing, as we know. I don't know if you guys have been out there yet, but I went out there yesterday for a little bit of walk just to see what was going on now that all the non-essential stores have been able to reopen. And the streets were very busy when I was out there. There was queues, there was like there were so many people. I was actually like shocked that there's that many people there. But what shocked me more was the lines outside of some of these shops, and one store in particular was Primark. Like, I've heard that like across the country there were hundreds of people queuing outside of locations, even sleeping there overnight. To me, that's a little bit outrageous. I know Brits like a bargain, but what do you think the obsession is? Like, why are we obsessed with Primark?
I just think it speaks a lot to the consumerism in our society that people were camping out, guys. Camping out to go to Primark.
Do you think it has, so you know you're talking about this idea of consumerism, do you think it has anything to do with like Boris Johnson talking about, you know, we need to shop to save our economy? Do you think people felt a duty to kind of go out, or do you think it was strictly, I just want to buy some cheap stuff?
I don't think it had anything to do with that. The only thing I'm going to say is, playing devil's advocate, is the fact that lockdown has definitely had detrimental effects on people's mental health. So the only thing I'm going to say is, as much as I'm here being like, they're going to Primark, they're camping for Primark, I wouldn't do it. But who am I to stop someone from doing something that brings them some kind of joy in some capacity? Because you know what? I know loads of people who have actually really been going through it by being forced to be at home, not being able to work, not being able to go out and have, you know, basic freedoms. So if for someone going to Primark and camping out there has brought some sense of joy that I can't bring to them, you know what? Enjoy it, isn't it? Because at the same time, believe it or not, they are helping our economy, and the workers of Primark who have been furloughed are hopefully now back on, you know, their full wage, because there's been so much excitement and so much, desire for people to be back in the stores.
Is there any store that you would camp outside? Is there anything that you would camp out overnight for?
Me, a homie.
I was going to ask you guys the same question. Yeah, have you guys ever even waited in line more than 3 hours to get into a store that sells clothes?
Where?
I've waited there.
Not even a store that sells clothes, like anything. Like, would you camp outside of a store?
Babes, I wouldn't even camp for Beyonce's concert about I'm camping for Primark. Come on, girl.
I've camped virtually.
I love Queen Bee though, please. I love Queen Bee. Even though I said I wouldn't camp for Queen Bee, yeah? Let me tell you what I did for Beyonce's tickets. So I don't know if you guys remember when Beyonce came over with a Mrs. Carter World Tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what I did, because I'm a general of the Beehive. So,
general.
General. Okay? So, I gave my friend £200, right? Because she was O2, and they released O2 priority tickets on, I believe it was the Wednesday, right? So I gave my friend £200 to buy me tickets. The day came, tickets sold out. I said, that's fine, babe. I went and bought an O2 SIM card the next day. Told my friend to keep trying, and I will keep trying. We didn't get tickets. Friday, I logged into Beyonce's website, because you know you get exclusive if you're a Beehive member. I was at work, yeah? And I said to my line manager, just so you know, at 11 o'clock, I'm not going to be doing anything work-related. I went on Beyonce's website. Yeah. Please believe, no tickets, yeah? So do you know what I did on Saturday? Yep, Saturday was general release. I logged in on my laptop, on my house computer, on my brother's laptop, on my mobile phone. Yeah. My friends still had my money, yeah? Just to get a Beyonce ticket.
Please tell me you went to this concert. Linda, please tell me you went to the concert.
I went, thank God.
Goodness gracious me.
That is insane. I'm not. But you know what? I like the persistence there. Shows determination. Well done, Linda.
Let's bring all the way back to Primark, yeah? Mm-hmm. I think for me, something that made me really think differently about it was I saw this Instagram post by a woman called Asia Barber. I don't know if you've seen her. She's like a writer and a fashion consultant. And she started talking about this idea, you know, it's not our job to rebuild an economy built on exploitation. Because she was saying, like, Primark doesn't even treat its workers good. With Primark being open, it means that its factories in developing countries have to be open, where people can't actually be social distancing, but we're trying to clap for people who come into the store.
You're talking too loud, sis. That was a bit too loud, sis.
I thought it was a really interesting comment, because there was this thing on medium.com on this website, and he was saying, they're trying to reduce us to consumers when we need to be trying to be citizens. Like, instead of just throwing our money down Primark or any other shop like that, any shop, Zara, whatever, why don't we think about how we can be helping people with our money? Why aren't we trying to look at small businesses who need the money? Because they're like, Primark doesn't actually need the money. They're getting huge bailouts where it's our local shop on the high road, on our local area, which is the one that's going to be in real financial worries. So I don't know. What do you think about that, guys?
I don't think anything will make people stop shopping at Primark, even like when we start to think about the employees and stuff, because I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago, Primark got caught up in that whole modern slavery thing. And that was a big whistleblowing topic, and people found out what was going on in their factories. And it did not stop anybody from going in and shopping at Primark. And so like what you're saying, Sophie, I think it's more about helping the people now. But in the same time, I guess Primark being open helps the people that work there, even if they're not being treated well. It's still kind of money. It's almost like a catch-22. I don't know how you could almost win in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult because when you see like, was it the Bangladeshi sweatshops? They don't say it's that. I'm calling it. It's my opinion. These sweatshops where people are working, they're getting low to minimum wage. If not even getting that, they're not even getting a living wage.
They don't get breaks.
I need to get underwear. I'm just like, Primark is not the only place you can get underwear from.
But you know what? This idea of consumerism is so ingrained in our everyday society. Like, honestly, like Anissa said, it's going to be very difficult because if it's not Primark, it'll be someone else. Let's not start talking about our high-end designers and how they really be treating people. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So where do we win? Because when you think about it, it is our local shops that are going to be the ones who need financial assistance but aren't going to get them. But unfortunately, the masses aren't going to think of that, you know, and consumerism is a mass problem. So I don't really know. All I know is that you will not be catching me queue for any shop.
Like we feel like coronavirus is over because I'm just like, I swear the R rate isn't down yet.
It is not.
Yeah. They dropped it from 4 to 3.
Yeah, well, on level 3 or something, or alert 3.
It was 4. They dropped it to 3, I think.
But I've seen people out in bars and clubs, no social distancing, and
clubs.
Yes, and I was shocked.
Yeah. What?
Yes, and I was like, you lot must want to compete at Fear Factor because I don't understand. We're taking such risks. Hundreds of people are still dying each day, and people are just living. So I'm so sorry. I'm still concerned about the pandemic, so I would not be in no line to go to Primark. It's just
it wasn't just Primark. Did you not see Nike Town?
No,
I didn't. Where are you wearing those trainers to anyway? Because it's open yet.
Nothing is open. What is open to stunt at? There is no place to stunt at.
Open, Sophie. That's where they're going to stunt.
Yeah, I agree.